Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. My name's Lorraine Tierney, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I live in Warner, New Hampshire, and I love to make cards, I love to share cards, and I love to help other people make cards. So today I want to share with you the Storybook Moments Suite collection from the new mini catalog that just went live like 8 days ago. So last week sometime. I'm going to make this view bigger on my camera and we'll get started. Please be sure to say hello and let me know if you're watching the replay, and commenting and liking this video is an easy way for it to be seen by more people so more people can make this cool card that we're going to make today. All right, let's get started. Here we go. So this suite has 2 packs of paper and 2 bundles in it, and embellishments. So these are the antique pearls, and they have a bit of an off-white color, and you can color them with your blends. I'll show you a card at the end that I did that on. It has a really pretty petal pink ribbon that is nice and soft and very thin for tying, a bow, which I can't do when we're live, but it ties a nice little bow. It's a thin ribbon and it's pretty. You can see I've already used a fair amount of that. And it has the Timeless Plaid pack of paper with colors like boho blue and misty moonlight, mossy meadow, old olive, pebbled path, kind of earthy tones. I don't want to take it all out, but you can see there's lots of checks and plaids. It's really pretty, very pretty paper. And then has another pack of paper called the Storybook Moments paper. And this paper is more garden-y oriented. So it has some patterns, and then it has characters. These characters are a little bit smaller than the dies. You'll see a bigger one of those. This is one of my favorite sheets with all the garden tools. And it has strawberries, and a lot of these have dies that will cut them out of the paper, or they're not too hard to fussy cut out. These little houses, you'll see I fussy cut one out and used it on a card, and more garden vegetables on the other side. And then this one has lots of things you can use on a card front if you want, or it has that green pattern on the back. And then I'll show you, and it comes with 2 pieces of paper that have all these die cuts, all different die cuts that come out so easily. They don't have the little bumpy things around the edges. There's the bunnies, there's a fence, there's a duck, there's a pot and veggies. There's all kinds of things. There's a wheelbarrow. These are some of the frames I've cut out that I have extra. All kinds of things. And you have 2 sheets of those. All right, so this bundle, the Garden Patch bundle, comes with dies and stamps that make all of these things. So you can stamp and color pots, or you can die cut them. Or today I stamped them on colored cardstock and then die cut them. Same with a basket. There's a hoe, some peas, radish, strawberries, carrots, lettuce. You can poke your little carrots. See if I can do it. Oh, I used a glue dot. You can poke your little carrots right in to the dirt. It's really quite cute. So it's a red rubber stamp set, and there's all the dies that come with that, 14 dies. And then the other set, oh, I have one of the antique pearls right there. Has 3 frames. So you get the outside of the frames as well as the insides of the frames. And then it has all these different storybook characters, and they're bigger than this. These are so shown at 75%. And you have dies that cut out all of these, the house, the bunnies, all the animals, then the frames. And this one is a photopolymer stamp set, and I have a couple out because we're going to use them today. So that's all the stuff that comes in that great kit, that great suite collection. All right, so we're going to make a fun fold card today. This is cased and adapted just a little bit. I did change up a couple little things from Marianne Cohen, who is a demonstrator in Canada. So the card base is a very different size. It's 6 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I've scored each end at 1 inch. So I did 1 inch and then I turned it and I did 1 inch again. So we're just going to fold on those score lines and burnish that. Okay, and then we need 2 pieces of patterned paper. So I have a piece of the Storybook Moments paper. Oh, and it's a good thing I flipped that over because you'll see both sides of this paper. So it's good to make sure that the inside is going to be going in the right direction. So we're going to put one piece of paper here, and we're going to put one piece here. And I've actually got a piece of the gold mercury vellum here that I thought looked really pretty with this paper. But to get those in exactly the right place that we want, one will open up this way and one will open up that way. I'm going to put our inside white piece in first, but I want to do a little stamping and coloring on that piece. So I'm going to use my memento, and one of my favorite stamps in that Storybook Moment set is this little garden wall. I just love this garden wall. I'm going to stamp it twice. And I may have gotten a little ink on my glass mat. I'm just going to wipe that off. Okay, and I'm going to use some smoky slate and maybe some crumb cake and then a green. I'm not going to do, I don't want to take too long to do this coloring, but I do like to color in because it's a stone wall, I think. Did I call it a brick wall a minute ago? I think a stone wall is a better, more accurate name. Hi, Jackie. Thanks for watching. I know I'm on at kind of an odd time today. I am heading to Vermont to hang out with my daughter and grandkids tomorrow. They have lots of appointments going in all different directions. Okay, so there's some of that, and I'm going to use Lost Lagoon for my shrub just because that will match our paper. And I'm not really doing any fancy shading. You can see I didn't color in the entire stones. I just kind of colored them in partially. For sentiments today, I'm going to use The mixed labels dies. The sentiments that are in with the storybook friends, is that what it's called? Yes, are spring and Easter related, and there's one thank you, and I want to make this more of a generic thank you. So that's what I'm going to use, but how come? Oh, there's the little, that is a tiny thank you. Maybe I will use the thank you so very much from here because it is bigger. It's a very tiny thank you in that other stamp set. So this is a pretty thank you so very much. I'll use Lost Lagoon. It's kind of backwards. We're building the inside of the card first, but I found that's easier. So thank you so very much. Hi, Nancy. Oh yeah, cold. It's cold here today and not so sunny here. You're lucky you've got some sun. I think the cold weather is headed our way. I don't see any snow in our forecast. Okay, so this is going to fit on the inside with a little border all the way around. All right, and the reason we wanted that in there already is because I want, when my card is closed, I want this vellum to come right to the edge of the white on the inside. I want it to cover it up completely. Okay, so I'm going to put some tear and tape down this side. And it's okay if this shows through the vellum a little bit because we're going to do something that will make it so you can't see that. Where's my take your pick tool? Can't get my fingernail under that. There we go. Okay. So again, I'm going to put this right over here, lined up right exactly with that white underneath. And then do that and make sure there's nothing showing there. Now I'm going to close this side and keeping this in the right orientation, I'm going to do the same thing. I want to make sure this is going to cover the vellum underneath. Okay, top and bottom. So I'm going to put a little tear and tape on this side. Oh, I lost my edge. And I'm going to put a little bit over here as well. I know that edge will be covered up. Oh, I don't know why I try to use my fingernail. It doesn't work. The take your pick tool does such a better job. Okay, so close it up nice and flat. And then I'm going to line up the right side. There's no adhesive on the right. I don't want to seal it shut. And go just like that. Okay, so that's the basic mechanism. Then I took 2 strips. Oh, the DSP and the vellum are 3.5 by 5.25, by the way. And these are 7/8 by 5.5. And I ran them through this Starburst embossing folder. This is one of the Celebration freebies. It's really pretty. puts a very pretty pattern on that. And so we are going to glue one of these to each side. And it goes top to bottom and covers up that edge for us. And you have nooks and crannies. Be generous with your glue. Looks like I'm going to have to trim the top of that just a little bit. We'll do that in a minute. And then we're going to put one in here. Same kind of thing. I think this layout, this fun fold layout would look good with so many different patterned papers. You could do it with a whole variety of things. All right, let's see if we can trim. I have a little overhang that I don't like. There we go. Okay, and now we have to do a little decorating. So we're going to color in a bunny. I stamped the bunny already. He's going to have some Lost Lagoon shorts. I'm going to start with the light. And I'm basically going to color the whole thing in with the light, including the little suspenders. And then I'm going to add a little dark. And we're going to die cut him out. Okay. And now for his little, let's see, what do I want to do? I need to do a little bit of a pinky color in his ears. I'm going to use some ivory. And I'm going to do all of his ear in that. And then I'm going to do some light crumb cake right over that. And he's looking off to the side. I'm going to do most of him with some light crumb cake. He's a cute little bunny. I want to do his little, I thought I had ivory. I have ivory, yes. Oh, this is not ivory. Here is ivory. I'm going to do a little ivory on his tail, maybe around his face a little bit. And now we'll do some light pecan pie. There's pecan pie in the papers. So we'll shade him a little with some pecan pie. And I like to make sure that blends in. So I'm going to go over that again with my light crumb cake. Okay. So there he is. Now he's holding a little green cabbage, and I think I need maybe some granny apple green for that. I think that would look funny in Lost Lagoon. So I'm going to do a little granny apple. Here we go. All right, and now I need to find my little die for him. I think this is it. And I'm going to die cut him out. Hi, Debbie. Yes, I am live. You found me. We're making a fun fold card that is really, really cute. Oh, I'm missing a plate in my die. And I think my husband is coming down the stairs with a delivery. And I'm going to tell him that I'm on a live. And maybe he'll leave it on the stairs. Nope, he's coming down. Hopefully that won't be too noisy. All right, so I have a pot. I stamped this pot in Cajun Craze on Cajun Craze cardstock. And I'm going to put that on right here. And I have a watering can that I stamped in Lost Lagoon on Lost Lagoon cardstock. And I stamped a little garden hoe and colored that handle in wild wheat, and the spade part, the blade part in, it's not a hoe, what is that called? I don't know, I'm not a gardener, in smoky slate. So we're going to put those on the front with a sentiment. Yeah, and the sentiment is from that mixed labels one, and it says, "You're pretty wonderful." And who wouldn't want to get a card that told them they're pretty wonderful? So let's stamp that, and then we'll put on all our pieces. Okay, see if we can get that nice and straight. I'm a sucker for a mix of fonts. I love when there's some block as well as script. So let's see how we should do this. Do I need my little hoe? I don't know. Let's start with those. And I don't think I'll pop them up just because it's it's got a couple of layers. I don't want to make it too thick. All right, am I straight? I don't think that's very straight. There we go. All right, now my pots. I love that you don't have to color all these things in between the dies, cutting out things on the paper, as well as the cutouts, the die cuts that come with it. You have a lot of options. And if you don't like to color, just stamp your things on colored cardstock or even on some designer series paper. You can always piece some things. How about if we stand that little spade up right there? What do you say? Always supposed to be threes, right? I don't know. Is it a spade? What is it? Somebody who's a gardener. Someone who's a gardener will have to tell me. All right, so that's the front of our card. Then you'll open it up, and of course we need a little something in here. So I cut out one of those fun frames and the inside, and I'm going to put the inside back in because I'd like to just put that little bunny on there just like that. Trowel, Nancy, you're the best. That's exactly what that is. That's a trowel. All right, and to glue on the vellum, I don't want my glue to show through the other side, and I didn't think to use an adhesive sheet. An adhesive sheet would have worked and would have been a good solution. But this will also work. I have a bit of a sponge, and I'm going to take my liquid glue and put some on my silicone mat, and then I'm going to dab it all over. I moved that all over my frame. I'm going to need some more. I think that glue is getting a little low. Okay, so first we'll do the frame. I'm just going to kind of center it, get it straight. There you go. And then I'll put the inside back in. Okay, and so you'll see the shadow of the frame, but you won't see the adhesive. And now we can put our little bunny on the front. So here's the bunny compared to, see if I can find a bunny on this sheet. There's a bunny, not too bad, with just a little crumb cake and a little pecan pie. We colored it pretty well, I think. And I didn't get too fancy or too crazy with all the shading. So it wasn't super hard. I need another glue. Let's see how this one is. This one's not going to come out. Okay. Oh, this one feels empty. This is just my, oh, good. Got enough. We're almost done. I'll have to open another glue. But there's our little bunny right there. So let's put some bling on here. If I can find where I put down, oh, here it is, the bling. And we can color these. We can make them, let's make them wild wheat. Did I bring over wild wheat? Yes. Wild wheat, they'll almost look gold. Let's do one. Actually, the brush end usually works better for coloring the gems. So you can see I was able to color those. Thank you, Jackie. I'm glad you like it. I really like this little layout. I feel like it's something I definitely would make again with a variety of papers. And of course, it fits in a regular envelope. So you're pretty wonderful, and I love that you can see both sides of the paper. Thank you so very much. And I love our little brick wall, or no, stone wall. And that is the card. Now I want to show you a bunch of other cards I have made with this stuff because it has been so much fun. Here's another one I did with this same layout. Okay, so I love that strawberry paper, and this is boho blue. It says somebody loves you, and a flower, and then hello friend. And this may not have been the best paper to have on the inside, but I think it's okay. I think it'll be all right. So there's that one. Then there's this one. I never knew that I liked soft seafoam and Cajun craze together so much. And on this one, I stamped my lettuces as the background pattern and just used a piece of that timeless plaid. And then these are all die cuts that come with the paper. I didn't do anything on the inside yet. Here's another one with a piece of timeless plaid, just a 3x3 square and some more die cuts. I am into boho blue these days. I have to apologize if you don't like the color. I'm sorry, I've been using it a lot. Here's another one with a bunny and a trowel. I'm going to remember that. That's a trowel. And then this one, I die cut all those things out. I think this is a great card for a gardener. Thank you very much. And it has that stone wall in there again. And like I said, I love this paper down here. So this card has no stamping. I wanted to do a card that you didn't need to stamp at all. This is a die cut. This is a die, and I used the mini alphabet dies. And I just put a piece of patterned paper on the inside. And then this one is very similar, except that I did stamp. I stamped the thank you so very much, and I stamped and colored that bunny. And there's a bow with that little ribbon, and I think I stamped the wall on the inside. Yes, and on this one, I stamped the wall on a different piece of paper and cut it out because I didn't want it to bleed through the back of my card base. Oh, and one more. In this one, I used the square frame and a little house. This is the same patterned paper we use today. And you might be wondering, where did that get well soon come from? Because we don't have too many stamps that say that, and I need a get well card. Well, these come from an ephemera pack. Oh, and these are in the new mini catalog, and this one is all greetings. And so it has some that are black with white. I think you get 2 of each sheet, and then some that are white with black. And I was thinking you could color these with your blending brush. You could even color these with a blend, I bet. I saw somebody color in the Oh Happy Day letters with the markers. The blends might bleed a little on that, but they're really fun, really fun greetings to have on hand. So that's it for my show and tell. Let's go back to this way. For my show and tell with Storybook Moments. I hope you enjoyed seeing that suite and all the stamps, the die cuts, the papers. It's really been a lot of fun to play with it. I hope you'll consider getting it and adding it to your collection for baby cards, for Easter cards, for gardening cards, for Get Well Soon cards. You never know. All right, have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.